If you've been following the TV space lately, you'll know that most brands are playing it safe, but every once in a while, a brand comes in and tries to shake things up a bit. That's exactly what Lumio did last year, and now we have its successor, the Lumio Vision 9. On paper, this looks like a solid upgrade, a big 65-inch screen, mini LED panel, 144Hz refresh rate for gaming, better sound and some interesting software features. The price also feels aggressive, sitting around 65,000 rupees with offers. So the real question is simple. Does it actually feel like an upgrade in real world use, or is it just another spec bump? Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, Aman here for Digit, and this is our review of the Lumio Vision 9. Let's get started. Let's start with the main highlight, which is of course the display. You get a 65-inch 4K QD mini LED panel, and it is based on an enhanced VA technology. Now, what that basically means is better contrast and deeper blacks compared to the older IPS panels, and honestly, you can see that. Blacks look properly dark, not washed out, and there's a nice sense of depth in most scenes. The TV also gets quite bright. In real world use, it's easily bright enough for a living room with lights on, so you don't have to sit in a dark room to enjoy it. Watching something like Mission Impossible, especially scenes with mixed lighting, the TV holds detail pretty well. You can clearly see reflections, shadows, and highlights without things getting messy. But just like everything in the world, it is not perfect. HDR performance is a bit inconsistent. In some dark scenes, especially very low light scenes, the TV struggles to separate details properly. Things can look slightly crushed, meaning you lose some detail in shadows. Colors are also slightly off. At times, they lean a bit towards pink, especially on skin tones. It is not a deal breaker, of course, but if you're picky about color accuracy, you will notice it. The good part is you can tweak settings like HDR, gamma, and local dimming to improve things. Overall, the panel is capable. It covers a wide color range and looks great most of the time, but it still needs a bit of tuning to be consistently excellent. Now, this is where the TV takes a proper step forward. Last year's model was limited to 60Hz, but this time, and I'm sure gamers are going to love it, you get 144Hz at 4K resolution and even 240Hz at 1080p. You also get HDMI 2.1, VRR, and ALLM, which basically means smoother gameplay and less input lag. Speaking of lag, we found it to be around 9.7 milliseconds, which feels very responsive. So when you're playing fast-paced games, everything feels instant. But again, the color tuning comes into play here as well. While the performance is smooth, the visuals in games can look slightly dull compared to what you would expect. So it is great for responsiveness, but not the absolute best for visual punch, if you know what I mean. Audio is one area where Lumio has clearly improved things. You now get a 50-watt speaker setup with dual subwoofers, and the difference is noticeable. Dialogues are clear, bass has a proper presence, and the overall sound feels fuller.
They forced me to wear a local Gujarati attire called Kediu. उसके बाद तो जो भाई हुआ, वो आप खुद ही देख लो. मैं तो शायद ये हमेशा भुलाना ही चाहूँगा.
For everyday use, you probably won't even feel the need to immediately add a soundbar. It gets loud enough and sounds balanced for movies, shows, and even casual music. Software was already a strong point for Lumio, and that continues here. The Vision 9 runs Google TV based on Android 14, powered by a MediaTek Pentonic 700 chipset with 3GB RAM and 64GB storage. And this thing feels fast. I mean, it is actually fast. Apps open quickly, navigation is smooth, and there are no major lags. But what's actually interesting are the added features. There's something called TLDR, which helps with content discovery. Basically, it tries to make it easier to find what to watch without endlessly scrolling and looking for the content. And then there's Project Neo, which is still in development, but let me tell you about the idea, which is quite smart. So you can send links or even text queries through apps like WhatsApp or Instagram, and the TV will pull up that content or related suggestions, which I know may sound like a small thing, but if it works properly, it could actually fix one of the most annoying parts of using a TV, which is typing with a remote. Now, in terms of design, nothing too flashy here, but it just works. You get slim bezels, a clean look, and a lightweight body that is easy to set up. The stand is stable, though installing the feet can be a bit tricky. Port selection is solid as well. You get 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, EARC, USB ports, and everything you would expect. The side-facing ports are a small but useful touch, especially if you plan to wall mount the TV. The remote is slightly bigger than before but still comfortable. The button layout is simple and there's even a dedicated TLDR button, which is nice. So, should you buy the Lumio Vision 9? Well, here's the thing. It is not perfect, but it gets a lot right. You're getting a bright and immersive mini LED display, strong gaming performance, noticeably better sound, and a smooth software experience. On top of that, Lumio is clearly trying to innovate with features like TLDR and Project Neo, which is refreshing to see. At the same time, HDR inconsistencies and slightly off-color tuning hold it back from being a complete package, but at around 65,000 rupees for a 65-inch TV, this still makes a lot of sense. It is easy to live with, performs well across movies, gaming, and daily content, and feels like a meaningful upgrade over last year. If Lumio manages to fix the tuning with software updates, this could become an even stronger recommendation. For now, it is a solid, sensible choice that gets most of the important things right. And that's it for our review of the Lumio Vision 9. To know more about Lumio, Siddharth recently had a chat with Raghu and Sudeep. You can check that out in the card above. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.